I'm Lisa, welcome to my channel today. I am absolutely full of cold and feel lousy, so please excuse me. I'm really not feeling great today. I do, however, want to scrapbook this page. I'm using my Cocoa Daisy October kit and I'm going to crack on with it straight away. It's going to be a bit of a messy one today. I have got some Inktense blocks, I've got some paints, and I'm going to be doing some stamping as well. The thing that's inspired this page is this taxi stamp which comes with the kit, which really got me excited. There was also in the Day in the Life kit there was a taxi card as well, so seeing as I've got some yellow taxi photos from the New York trip, I thought that would go perfectly. Now I'm going to be doing this page in stages. I'm going to get the wet stuff done first and then leave to dry. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this Spearmint Kaiser colour, and I'm literally just going to spread it across the bottom. No fancy technique or anything. I'm just going to pop it onto a very well used card and spread it across the bottom of the page. I think I need a little bit more, or actually I wonder, yeah, a little bit more. And that can be left to dry. I'm desperate for coffee. I haven't had a coffee yet today, and I can hear hubby in the kitchen making one. So that's all I'm going to leave for there. So I'm going to pop these over to one side, and I'm going to grab some watercolour paint here. So let's move this. I've got a little pot of water, and I'm going to start with using this here. Actually, let's tear this off in case it goes through. It's quite a large piece, I'm not going to be using all of it. And I'm going to be doing my paint work on here and then leaving it to dry. That's a great start, isn't it? It really came out well. Let's add lots of water, different directions. And then I was also going to use the Inktense blocks on this as well. And I will be then stamping on this afterwards. I just wanted to add some different textures and some different shades of yellow. Spreads up quite nicely, doesn't it? Okay. Add a little bit more down here. I like the Inktense blocks, they're quite cool. And I think I might just add a little bit of orange in there too. Let's add the water on that. Okay. So I shall leave this to dry, and I will then be stamping on this wet page here. Actually, I'm going to swap my pages over, and I'm going to be adding a little bit of the yellow, what's left on my brush here. It's really not much. I'm taking it from the water, so it's very, very faint. There we go. I am going to leave that to dry now. The layout is nice and dry now. The watercolour isn't yet, that's still drying, so I'm going to go on to this next piece. I've stuck the 6x6 Cocoa Daisy paper there, and I am now going to start layering up my Day in the Life cards. I'm just going to place these on the bottom here with a little bit of tape, and the photograph as well of all the yellow taxis. Let's see, that can go like that. Now I'm going to use the chevrons to go around the outside, so I'm going to grab the trimmer and cut some of those down. I've cut the 4 strips of chevrons from the crepe paper, and I'm going to be using those in a moment. I've just been impatient with my watercolour paper, and I've blasted it with the heat gun, as I really want to get on with these. Hopefully it's dry enough, and I'm now going to use this taxi stamp. let's hope this comes out well. So this is one of the Cocoa Daisy stamps. It usually takes a few attempts to get it quite right. And my plan is to do a few of these and then cut them out. I don't want the ink completely bold because I want to see the watercolours through it. Let's just do a whole load and then I can take my pick. And then I might actually use the watercolours for something else afterwards. So I'm going to cut these out now. I'm now just simply cutting out the stamped images around the outside really roughly and leaving a nice edging going around so that you can see the watercolours. I've done a couple here and I want them to all look quite different in the way that they're stamped and also with the amount of paint that's shown around them. I don't want them to look identical. My little taxis are all cut out. I've moved this piece down slightly and I'm now going to start sticking the stamped images in place. I've got a piece of sticky foam on the back there and I'm going to alternate them with foam and tape, and I'm going to run them along the bottom of the journal cards there and sort of vary whether they're up or down, that kind of thing. I've got this wooden piece from my Day in the Life kit here, which I'm going to stick in place. I think I will be colouring this over in yellow, which I will do shortly. And I am going to be using the Chamel sticker set here. And I've really destroyed that, haven't I? Let's take these. Let's grab some scissors. I want the Happy Travels as my title. I'm going to pop that there. Okay, and we've also got a little yellow taxi. I might save that, I don't know, I don't quite like that. I might come back to that. I'm going to go with the chevrons now and use them to border. Okay, so let's mark those off and let's cut that one there. And then I'm going to tidy them up and stick them all in place. The chevrons have been added. I've actually taken the wooden arrow off again. I'm using a Kaisercraft yellowy orange ink pad, which is there a colour on there? Saffron. There we go. And I'm going to pop that on the bottom. Okay. And my chevrons are done. I am getting there. I'm going to add a bit more glue on the back. I've decided to do my journaling on the card that's here. I'm just going to do some lines with my favourite black journaling pen, and this is where I shall journal. And I've pretty much finished this layout. I've gone around the outside with a pen, I've done my journaling, I've also added a little sticker. I'm going to add something in the top here. I'm really using these chipboard stickers now from Chamel, which I'm really enjoying. I've decided to add this up here for a little bit of extra colour, and I'm not going to use the date. Instead I'm going to pop the taxi in the middle there, so destination taxi. One last thing, I've got quite a bit of the watercolour paper, so I'm going to use some circle punches, which I've just done really badly here, and I'm going to stick a few around. The paper's still slightly damp, so it's not punching out wonderfully. I've got some smaller ones as well, and just a nice way of using up that paper and almost using it as embellishments. So I'm going to stick a few around. I've cut quite a few of these circles out now using the watercolour paper, and I'm going to stick them around Done some smaller ones as well. Whoops, that's on the wrong side. Like I said, it's just quite a nice way of using up the watercolours that I've used. And then once these are on, I'm going to just doodle around the outside. Let's maybe do half of that one actually. Let's pop that like that. So now they're stuck in place, and I am going to just doodle roughly around the outside a few times of each one like that. The layout is finished now. I have gone around each circle with the journal pen. I've just done a border around there and edging as well. And that's my yellow taxi layout. Rather colourful in the end, wasn't it? So I've really enjoyed making that. I hope you've enjoyed this too. I shall leave some close-ups for you. If you have any questions, please do ask me. Thank you very much, and I shall see you soon. Bye!